Hey everybody on Twitch, and hello everybody on YouTube watching this later. Rest in peace. I said please. Peace plant according to Zaris there. But yes, today like I said, we are going to finish that off, and it will be good, I hope. I'm really hoping that I can get it done tonight. I really... It's kind of one of those days where I'm just like, I'm hoping, because I don't know how long this is going to be, so I'm just going to get right on into it. Soul searching. Huh. Alright, well, let's see how this goes.
I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's little in the way of good news. After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments. But the results were always the same. Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjuring. Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Urianger and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly have solved this puzzle. And Alphino's still missing. God, it's all going wrong. Where do we even start?
A grave situation indeed. Might I be of some assistance?
Kryle! I did not think you well enough to travel.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is one of those times you should feel free to call on me, regardless of my personal circumstances.
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Kryle. We would welcome your insight.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphino heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas. Do you remember the speech he gave when he was accepted to the Studium?
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
That particular grand pronouncement has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived his life accordingly.
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault, but I'm worried he was too fixated on his goals to see the dangers, as has happened before.
You needn't be so concerned. Though his values remain the same, Alphino is not the blinkered boy he once was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened, thanks to a certain someone. A certain someone whom he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum's the word, eh? Right, I'd better have a look at our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me. All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, I would say they were merely sound asleep. Except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as if their souls have taken leave of their physical forms.
Ah, yes. The Elder Seedseer made a similar observation.
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes? If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
I wasn't around for that, but I can't imagine it was easy.
Oh, it wasn't. But that's no reason not to try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to make the attempt. So I suggest we pay her a visit.
Based on what was going on last time, all I'm sitting here, like, it's just, is somebody gonna fall over during this cutscene? Is somebody gonna fall over during this cutscene? Because right now, that's how it feels. It's like, I don't know. Somebody's just gonna, like, fall over. But yeah, I don't have too long to go until I hit Shadowbringers, and that's what I'm intending to do tonight. Once I basically get into the expansion threshold, I'm gonna be done for the night. I don't know how long it'll take. I mean, it's the last patch, so it's probably going to take a teeny bit of time, because it's going to be one of those ones where it's like, oh, you have like 7,000 minutes of cutscenes to sit through. It's going to be one of those. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, it's pretty substandard, like just how it's going to be with like, oh, hey, quest. Can I get on that? Yes, I can. See, I can't fly in the town because, yeah. But we're going to Matoya once again, which we've done before. Not a big deal. It's like right all the way over there. Actually, are we not getting into the cave? That's weird. I think we're like going right outside the cave, so it's not weird, but whatever. Finally, like, I'm actually like really excited. I'm so excited to finally get into Shadowbringers because I'm getting there. I'm really getting there. I'm going, basically all I have left after this is just Shadowbringers and then the in-between for Endwalker, because Endwalker's coming out. I mean, it's gonna be a bit. It's like November or something like that. I forget exactly the date, but still, it's a very long time, and I'm actually stupid excited for that. But I have a teeny bit to go. You just do a straight dive down. There we go. I heard Master Matoya is something of a recluse, but this seems extreme. So I'll happily overlook her eccentricities if she agrees to help us. I don't know why I couldn't just go in the cave and activate the thing, but whatever.
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems. Oh, I mistook you for young what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister. Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders. Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
If I may, Master Matoya, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
And Stoller is one of the afflicted, is she? Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
Right. Let us see what we can see. I'll begin from where our friends first fell, and cast my senses out from there.
What is it? Did you find them?
This doesn't make sense. How is it even possible?
How is what possible? Kryl, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
Could the ether have dissipated if it had? Oh gods! Their bodies are just husks. It's like the broodmother's daughter all over again.
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe, and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
But where?
That's the question, isn't it, girl? Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
We're no closer to an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking. Pray, excuse me a moment. Yes? I remember, but... What, to Alamigo? We're on our way. That was Lise. Apparently, a group of Populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphino left with, is one of them. I'm sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
Go, child, go! You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
I'll do some digging in the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search.
Let's be off then.
Oh, not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Urianger were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether. It seems to be happening all over.
Does it now? And here I was, all set to blame my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse clogging up the Thaliac. I fear something has gone awry. Still, There's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that but one thing at a time.
When it comes to the thinning of ether, like, are they like getting on that, like, because everything in this world is basically ether, so if everything's thinning out, then is the world like going to ruin or something? So that was the woman who tamed Ustola. I had a distinct feeling of being grabbed by the scruff of the neck and having the nonsense shaking out of me. When Alphino is back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tales she has of grandfather. Food is my options. You know, I almost can't bear to hear what Maxima has to tell us. But it can't be bad news, can it? At least what I've said. Ugh. There's no point in speculating. Lise said she notified the guards of our coming, so we should head straight there. Alright. We're praying for the good news. Learn what you can about Alphino's play and lead the search for our friend's lost souls to me. Any day now. They've been getting really, really like long with those like moments like between things like that. Okay. Teleport, Mario. I actually wanted to stream like earlier in the day to get this done with, but I had like issues. I know exactly what it is now. It's my USB hub things being stupid. It's old, so my keyboard and stuff that's connected to it, it's I had to move it further away and make the cords have less slack, and it seems to be working fine now, but it was screwing up so much that my keyboard was just like typing constantly. I almost said typing. It was just typing D-E-D-E-D-E-D. I'm like, what is going on? And that would be bad when playing a game like this. Greetings, Scions. The commander told me to expect you. Should I show you in? Yes, please. I'm surprised it didn't say there's cutscenes.
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphino, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphino?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing. As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Ascians. This shadow hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphino, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn. Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they? And is Alphino still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphino asked to accompany them all the same. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's Guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't. Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on! No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hier know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphino too.
Consider it done. We'll send word when...
Untold sorrow must be changed. Ahead looms a calamity. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates.
You heard it too. Well, at least we're both still standing.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
I wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hier.
This is one of those times where I'm surprised that they didn't be like, okay, this keeps happening. We need somebody with you to make sure you get to Doma. Because it might not happen. What am I doing? What am I doing? She's right there. So Alphino is safe for the present. At least now all we need to worry about is the full-scale Imperial invasion. I should gladly task us with visiting Lord Hien. Better to be dashing from place to place and sitting around stewing over things we can't change. To the Enclave. It's better for me because now I could just... I mean, I could have just done this regardless to begin with, but whatever. Now I could just warp right there. I'm surprised, like... I mean, yeah, I obviously can afford it constantly, but sometimes I'm surprised that it just costs so much money to do that. I'm pretty sure by the time I'm done with the next expansion, I'll have more than enough. See, I have tidings for Lord Ian. Yes, I'm going to go in the building again. Greetings, my friends. I'm surprised that there's no voice acting for this. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of your newly formed alliance. Coaching in the Confederacy you already know, but it was your own strength of arms that won us cooperation in the Steppe tribes. We have also been joined by our neighbors from Nangsha and the indomitable citizens of Damaska, though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official introduction. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose, to stand against the tyranny of the Guardian Empire. Glad to see your alliance is coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. Thank you for bringing news of me to Alpha. No, his fate is never far from my thoughts, and not only because he's our emissary, but for this sudden deployment of Imperial forces. I agree that Alamigo would be wise to shore up his borders with all haste. Every report we receive from our shinobi indicates amassing of troops in the western provinces. It seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. And it would help deflect the blow, but I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We'll remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall and the burn is in place. An all-important Allagan energy barrier. Energy barrier, yes. I thought they call it something more auspicious. A name drawn from the four lords of legend, perhaps Seiryu's Aegis or some such. Well, just a thought. Ironworks engineers report they have finished calibrating generators and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Have you time to attend the first test? You've seen the field which protected Azislaw firsthand. I'll be interested to hear how you think of ours compares. I'll come too if you don't mind. Though I'm no Ishtola, I may be able to offer some insight. Of course, time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Igiri, I'll leave you and Hakuro to bring the war council to a close. Understood. Your mounts are set on ready, my lord. Where are the storms? I can imagine she's just like, yo, get out. I'll take this one. We'll cross the burn by Yol and Falcon. As before, join me at the overlook near the House of the Fears. Alright. I like that they're like, by Yol. I'm like, I don't even have that one remotely set in my hotbar. I just have every other mount. Well, not really. I have a couple in here that I don't have on there. But I got things. Oh, okay. Give the word when you're ready to take wing. Yes, going back to the burn, but not dungeon this time.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming. $1,000 yards, 2,000, 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it!
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us. Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
By the gods, it's Alphino. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not him too.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem. It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
If they changed voice actors, I'm going to be so totally wrong if I say that, but,
I, Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given, one I have long since relinquished. Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Impossible! There's no way you could have survived!
Do you remember how it unfolded? How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me, And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least. A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians. The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge. My principal quarry was to be La Hebrea, whom I gather you have since ushered unto oblivion. But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the black-masked ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source. The first was La Hebrea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
We have files on La Hebrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us? As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets. It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno Galvas.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized. And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus. All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor? I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
Yeah, there definitely are more important matters at hand, and it's after he talked for like a millennia there, I realized that yeah, it is Gaius. It's pretty much the easiest way to identify that it's him. But yeah, the voice actor definitely changed, and the whole idea that he was like in a mask in the original game as well, kind of masked the voice to a point where they're able to do this rather easily. Even if they change the voice actor, like you just don't have an idea who it actually is, and it's like yeah, but yeah, more important matters at hand here.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least. Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dorma.
Also, the fact that let's see here. So, A Realm Reborn, the main bad guys were Gaius and La Brea, which La Brea died for good, thankfully. And then there was, technically, you know, and then Gaius is still alive. So technically, A Realm Reborn, nothing's really dead. And then, Heaven's Word, yeah, the main bad guy are dead in that one, so yeah, that's good. Let's see, and then Stormblood. No. So we haven't really technically killed anybody at this point. Technically we have, but at the same time, no, because they just keep coming back. Alphino is safely ensconced in the private chamber. My finest healer is examining him as we speak. They're going to say that it looks like his soul left his body, technically. But still breathing. Spoken with the physician, and there's no outward signs of illness. Alphino is lost in sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. Seems that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. I share your frustration, Alizé, I do, but Alphino has returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as assigned. Yours and your brothers both. You're right. Of course, there are arrangements to be made. A little time to make them. To business then, my lord. Now that we know Seiru's wall works as intended, I said that slightly wrong, can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? Most certainly can. As promised, we'll send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay, save for some few who boast teleportation magics. The bulk of our force, that actually, now that finally makes sense, that people can't teleport because they don't have it. Lengthy voyages for which the smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of East Aldernor Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for the navigating distances in question, we are in a happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus Eorzea. I said it way too many times. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it's unlikely that our East Aldernard friends will consent to any involvement in military operations. But I'm certain they can afford Alphino a berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a Kyrujan accompany him every ohm of the way to the Rising Stones. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. Yugiri. I will go on ahead with our friends to Alamigo, enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what we hoped for. Least and the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance. See that you do.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention. A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you.
Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise.
Our homeland was plunged into a civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the founding father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey? If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
Sometimes I wonder how exactly you can like do something for like someone so obviously evil, but when they're asking, they could just come right back. It's like, what do you do? Must leave now to convene with Eorzea's leaders, and maybe some time before I return the Doma. Hakro, I leave you in command. My lord. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join you in Alamigo forthwith. So you're gonna teleport there? Because, I mean, you probably can't, but you know what I mean. I just received word from Lise. The Alliance have established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Also, you arrived in the locks. You were to report to a resistance officer stationed in Portia Pretoria who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. Let's not keep them waiting indeed. Let's teleport. Oh, that's not really that far. Not that far from there. Okay. I don't really need this, but I would rather just get there really quickly. Auto run, thank you. That was weird. Nope, almost flew right past it. Hello, land. There we go. Ah, you must be the silent party I was told to look out for. Okay, are you like that oblivious? If you follow me, I'll take you directly to the Lion's headquarters. Yes.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Here. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, were our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphino has come back to us. As for the bad news,
So, Alphino won't wake up, Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right? Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphino to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea. The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it. As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varys Zos Galvus would be attending.
The Emperor himself. Well, Varys did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
Gods, Lise, you know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphino and the others aren't going to do it. Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion. Oh, you're not, are you? Come on, if Alizé can put on a brave face, then so can you. Now, we don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand should make all the difference.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
Okay, dokie. It's literally right in front of me. No, I suppose it's probably I don't suppose it's polite to keep an emperor waiting too long, shall we? Yes.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Gallian Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Your Radiance, I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. A 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise. You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end. Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people. There was a time when Garlemald too lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish, and all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers? I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the 12's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait, I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
As Mistress Alize says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
Well, that went a whole lot of nowhere as expected. This is not really my forte. I didn't speak a single word, so I feel you there. After his Radiance's little performance, it was all I could do not to swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. I asked myself what Alphinaud would have done. I tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle, it worked. But there's really no common ground to be found with that man, nor do I think he looked for anything. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do? Because you may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet, at least. We do have a little time before the parlays to reconvene, though. So why not try consulting our illustrious leaders, if they have some insight to share? I'll say one thing for this Varys. He's well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast in its prey. The conqueror would know his enemies. All should know their enemies, yet there's much more that we do not know of the Empire. Would you have me ask the Emperor himself? Well, maybe there is some wisdom in that. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind. Oh, have mercy. For Lady Alize's timely interjection, we might have come to blows at a negotiating table. That the Emperor of ours left for us a great many options. It's unconditional surrender of all he will accept. What do you think? Ere he arrived, I'd said yes, but having heard him speak, can I help but think he came with some other end in mind? Exactly, he's building up something. I know it. How then should we approach the rest of this parlay? Have you anything to say? Maybe have him explain himself? You believe he's more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at his ease? Mayhap you're alright. Thank you. I feel like if we don't have, like, if we don't say anything of the Ascians, it's not going to get us anywhere. Because they're obviously, like, a detriment to us both. So if we can find a common ground, then yeah. His parlay was never like to bring peace, but I had hoped to learn something Emperor of Varys' relationship with the Ascians. There you go. As had we all. Yet, if he's in league with them, he's not like to volunteer the fact. And if he's not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we were to broach that particular subject, we would need to be subtle. Would that I knew more of the man. If you would indulge me, Lord Hien. He received an imperial education, did he not? Is it true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute? There's no higher authority in all of Garlemald, nor else in the heavens. Come to that, veneration of the gods is forbidden. The only worship permitted being that of his Radiance's own person. Yeah. Share your disdain for their hypocrisy. Even as they denigrate the idea of faith, they revere their leader the further others reserve for the divine. This is a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us, logical on the surface perhaps, contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various discrepancies might prove ours to reveal something? Spoken of everyone then. Good. Now all that remains is to wait the pleasure of the Emperor. Hope that we fare better at the second attempt. More cutscenes.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affairs surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more. No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rulga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of the star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined. That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds.
I have heard this tale of the Source and its reflections before.
Are these not the selfsame desires as the Ascians?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
What?
Yes. My grandsire, the former Emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance, for bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace?
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence.
Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard. An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left!
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable! Unconscionable!
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages. This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
That was an insanely long cutscene that basically told us that we got absolutely nowhere. And came back to find Doma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So worrying as our little chat with the Emperor was, it did buy enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive. Yeah, that was pretty much the exact reason that we did it. And that was all.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Ascians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Doma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
If the Garleans come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
Here!
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands. Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphino wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right. So please, don't you dare leave me alone. No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
Dungeon time. All right. I mean, I can just click on this, but let's see here. 70. Party of 4? I don't know, 360. I'm well above that, but not well above it, but good enough. All right. That was quick. All right, let's get started. New dungeon. Let's see how this goes. It's finally some gameplay that isn't cutscenes out the wazoo. I knew this patch was going to have it sooner or later. Tank. 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 Tank, 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 tank. Are you AFK? There you go. Hit the button. Switch this to party. And then do the // Wrong one. Do. All right, and we have a party. Like, that's like other people as well. That's neat.
Forward! Forward!
Stay out of that nonsense, and then, yeah. Get everybody having just medicness everywhere. There we go, moving on.
Leave this to me.
Keep things calm for a moment. Yeah, we're definitely wary of the artillery fire. Made sure not to get hit by any of it yet. It's nice that they came to us, though. It made that like a little teeny bit easier. I don't need to do this, but it's an extra medic. And now for you. one of these off. And another one. Okay, now you're starting to take some damage. So let me do all the usual things. Alright, so far so good. Okay. Wait on your MP, I guess. Maybe not. Alright. Going in. I'm gonna do that. Ow, 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 ow. I'm moving over here. Ow. How was it? At 45. Okay. No one seems to have revival. So I am just going to let it. Okay, we got samurai. Nope. So I'm going to revive. I was looking at it. I'm like, yeah, no. We're good. We're good. That was something I couldn't even figure out how to dodge. Okay, well that's not a big deal. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Stinks though, because once I went down, there was like nothing we could do. Dang, this one's going hard. This one is going hard. Okay. I figured that out. Ow. There we go. There we go. Much better. Greed. Thank you. Scale this window. It's slightly bigger. There we go. I think this is a good stop point for that particular batch. I'll give you this so you don't die, and then I'll do another one of these. I guess I know which way we're going. Really? The divine bending wore off that quickly? First.
I shan't hold back!
Yeah, this is a rather big group high enemy from Final Fantasy 7. I must have 14. I'm like, wait. I mean, technically, it's not wrong. Excuse me. You. Now for you. Alright. That's something, I guess. I put that on me on accident, and I didn't mean to. That's okay. This is fine. Okay, that works. Whoa. Move over so I have a little bit more time. Ow. Okay. Oops. My bad. Wasn't prepared for that. Oh, neat. I would need that, and I'll read that. Eee. This is taking forever. Why are they attacking things? I'm not even there yet. Also, map is confusing. There we are. Where'd they go?
This knight does not yield!
No, they're just fighting things. They are just fighting things. Not doing as well as I would like.
Out of my way!
And dead. Why did I get my arrow off immediately? What happened there? That was neat, though. Oh, never mind. That wasn't my arrow. It was someone else's arrow. I was gonna say, though, that was kind of neat. Oh, it's dead already. All right. Oh, hello. That's not dead already. What do we got in there? Ring of Aiming. I'm reading that.
One!
Cool. Okay. I was in the bubble. Okay, whatever. I mean, I might have just got hit by something else entirely. Oh, hello.
This day you die!
There we go. Would've been nice if you did that a teeny bit sooner. Alright, and we're here. Let's see what we're dealing with. I had to make sure I was in a good spot. How are you so low on health? There we go. Couldn't quite see the line, but I think I got it. I'll do that. Do a little bit of this action. And this. Seriously, like, come on. That was in, like, the worst possible location. Alright, time to run. I have a feeling that they handle it, or could handle it. Do the LB, do the LB, you got it. Just do the LB. Uh-oh. Maybe not. Man, I feel like they didn't even need a healer. Albion, end it. Like how they're talking, and I'm like, I don't even see what's going on because I died. This is fine. Oh, they used it. Wow, nice. Yeah, I didn't even notice. Off day today. Off day, but I got it. It's done. No comms. Don't care. I knew that was gonna happen. God, that was irredeemable. That was terrible for me.
None the worse for wear.
Indeed. I had hoped we might do more to help, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
The light will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not like...
Oh no. Don't tell me. Are you all right? Quickly! We must get her back to the encampment.
That could have gone better. That could have gone way better. I feel awful for doing that, but I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. So the Guardians have been routed, have they? Well done. Though this exchange was no more than a test of our strength, like as not. They won't be taking any chances now that the Emperor's joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. Still, with your help and that of our eastern allies, we've passed the first test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alizé, well, she's in good hands over at the infirmary. My lord, the Chirurgians have completed their examination of Mistress Alizé, and it is as we feared. She's locked in slumber without any outward cause. Just like the others. The Guardians picked a fine time to come knocking. Five Scions incapacitated, and with the enemy on our doorstep, and I spare the men to assist in the search for a cure. Best I can do is see to it that Alizé is escorted safely back to the Rising Stones. Yugiri and I will return to our encampment. The main contingent of our forces from the Far East is under sail. Must be made ready for their arrival. I'll not keep you then. Judging by the Guardians' recent movements or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. To return to the Rising Stones, given the plight of your fellow Scions, I can understand if you feel on edge, but you'll be no good to anyone without rest. Alright, to the Rising Stones. I know I feel bad. I really do feel bad for messing that up entirely, but... I can always make up for it. I mean, there's always gonna be that one off day, that one off person, always. So I'm not gonna, like, whittle myself down too hard about it, but I just feel bad. Oh, well. I died every single boss. That was awful. Ah, Azurius, welcome home. Word has it that you and Mr. Salazar gave the Guardians quite a thrashing. Speaking of whom, where is Mr. Salazar? I was certain she would have returned by now. By the 12th, not her too. Archer and I will ready the infirmary for our arrival. We'll also need to send a message to Tataru post-haste. Would that I had something other than grim tidings to share with her. And with you too, for that matter. It grieves me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Coltonet, Prowl, and Master Matoya continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. But all is not lost. You are still hale and whole after all. Oh, I suspect you must be tired from your journey. You should rest, my friend. Leave the worrying to us, for the time being at least. War, what is it good for? That's what I like to say. That's fun. That's fine. Ah, Azarius. Yours is a welcome face indeed in these troubled times. Though if you come to inquire about our stricken brothers and sisters, I'm afraid I have not to report. Conan and the others continue their tireless search for answers, and I too have done all in my power to assist them, alas. My apologies for the intrusion. I was told Master Alphino had been brought here, just to see if his condition has improved. Master Azurius, I've heard about your part you played in driving back the Empire's forces. Thank you. That you were able to stop them, if only for a short while, gives me hope. I realize how strange such words must come sound from a Garlean's lips, but I speak them out of the love I bear for my homeland, because I wish to see to end to the bloodshed. That's why I chose to share all that I know with the Alliance. Though I will surely be branded a traitor, I'm content to bear that ignominy. It will seem a small price to pay if it helps to prevent this conflict from escalating any further. But enough of my prowling. The war is not what brought me all this way. I came to see Master Alphino. An acquaintance of Azurius and Alphino, are you? How far be it from me to turn away good company? You will follow me, sir. When word reached me that Alphino had returned, it seemed only right to visit him. Poor lad, it pains me to see him thus. I take solace in the knowledge that he is safe and well cared for. fought valiantly at the burn. Populares could not have wished for a more committed ally. I know not how he came to be so afflicted, but I pray a cure will be found soon. On an unrelated note, you may be interested to know that I traveled here in the company of another acquaintance of yours. He waits my return at North Silvertier, and I'm certain he would be glad to see you, assuming you can spare the time, that is. You don't have to allude to who it is, just say, hey, this is who it is. Oh, okay, that's fine. Like, why don't you just, I don't know. All right, let's go. Ship just went boop into existence. Oh, there you are. I was beginning to think you would not come. Sounds like you've been through the mill. You should have called me. Though I must confess, tracking down missing souls isn't exactly within my field of expertise. As you may have surmised, I heard much of Master Garland growing up in Garlemald. Yeah. Indeed, he has been long since the source of inspiration to me. Most Garleans would say he's a traitor, that he turned his back on his country. We, the Populares, however, consider him a revolutionary, and willing to defy the Empire's dream of subjugation, as his vengeance might bring about a better future for all mankind. Please, revolutionary is the term best reserved for my work. I am but an Imperial defector who thought to aid another Imperial defector. Whatever Master Garland says, I am humbled to find myself in such a distinguished company. Speaking of distinguished company, we heard from Raubon that you ran into an old friend in the burn. Is it true Gaius still lives? Like most in the army, I never had the privilege of seeing the goddess without his mask. I think I walked halfway across the burn in the presence of the Black Wolf. He claimed to have severed ties with the Empire to hunt Dacians, did he? After his fumblings at the Praetorium, one would think he had good sense to stay dead. Should we meet again, I shall be sure to tell him so. Commander Alden also spoke at the Alliance meeting with the Emperor, though I still labor to believe what he told us. Did His Radiance really claim that Garlemald was founded by the Ossians? But that is madness. The very notion is absurd. Every fiber of my being rails against it. Yet I see there is no escaping the truth. From the very founding of my homeland, my brothers and sisters have laid down their lives in service to is a lie. The Ossians must be stopped to save my people, to save all peoples. For the Empire's many crimes, even I did not suspect. Had I known, I would have left a lot sooner. What is... But that is in the past. Here in the present, we must apply ourselves to the problem of how the Empire's ambitions may be thwarted, not only in Eorzea, but in the Far East as well. Ironworks will spare no effort to achieve that end. Teru's wall was a good start, but we can do more, and we will. We'll show them what it means to achieve freedom through technology. Begging your pardons, I bear a message for the Warrior of Light. Commander Alden requests your presence at the Alliance headquarters in Alamigo. We will discuss matters of strategy at your earliest convenience. Ah yes, the inevitable messenger. Knew it wouldn't be long before duty called you away. Time now being of the essence, could I tempt you for a ride aboard the Excelsior? If there's a faster way to Raubon's side, I would personally apologize to the commander for keeping him waiting. I swear, every time you board my airship, you seem to be barreling headlong into the danger. Every time you somehow contrive to emerge victorious. Which of course is admirable skill. But no one is invincible, Azure. It's not even you, so please take care of yourself out there. I pray you remain safe on the front lines. Though ill-equipped to join the fray, I shall do all I can to assist from headquarters. My colleagues and I have been tasked with evacuating casualties. Evacuating casualties by air. See that you aren't among them, huh? Is this cutscene central quest? Got a gift thing. Banner Alden's waiting, sir. It would be best if we proceeded to the Alliance headquarters at once. Okay. Yes, I am. Cutscenes? Oh, okay, I didn't say it. Oh, I'm just here. Okay. Could you have, like, put your table, like, over there? It'll take, like, 2 seconds to get there instead of, like, 10. You're here. Good. I summoned you to discuss strategy. Strategy, bleh. But first, I want to apprise you of the Guardian's movements. There it is. There it is. Proceed. And it's level sync, too. Oh, boy. That could be a problem.
There have been several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered a decisive blow. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly. As to why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald. In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Commander! The Imperials! They've broken through our defenses to the east.
What?
Our scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos. Lord Hien and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support, but we don't know how long they can hold out.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they? Very well. Send word to our allies, requesting reinforcements for the front line. Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight? He may not die as such, but to see Lord Xenos fall on the battlefield would deal a heavy blow to Imperial morale. I'll see to it the men stay clear.
Why won't they open? Please, I bid you open!
What's wrong? Is it the voice again? Are you sure you're in a fit state to do this? May Ralga grant us strength. Give 'em hell, lad. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay. Good enough to me. do this. Oh, I basically just hit the one combo constantly to do that. All right, that's fine. And let's see. I could have just done that earlier, but this is fine. And then second wind just restores my health. That's fine. That's all good. Get extra attacks in there. I don't really necessarily have like other... I do have a healing. I'm not like a full healing. Just keep that up. My health gets to a certain point. Do that. Okay. Didn't really help out as much as I would have liked, but it's still something.
This one's for you, Ada.
Keep me cured, and we're all good. Okay, switch over to this so I can put it back. He has a lot of health, but at least I'm able to tank it. Oh, hello. Let's do something about that. I got 37 seconds to heal again, but I think I'm okay. Not anymore.
Here it comes.
The weave of a shinobi's power. The art of my forebears.
I think we're good to go now. Definitely would like to cure. A few hundred moms away, that would take like 2 seconds normally in playtime. Let's get back to this.
magic with a Garlean body. That's hardly fair. Still, he must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Bringer of light. It has been too long. No words to mark our reunion? So be it. Equilibrium must be restored, and only your death will redress the balance.
All right. I would hope so, game. Spam this constantly. I got 2 criticals in a row. Nice. Alright, now I'm taking damage, so let me do something about that. I'm gonna stand over here. Because he might do that like weird thing where, yeah. Get this, more of these, another one of these. Ah, you can't push me back when you can't interrupt the spell. Ah, paralysis. Let's do something about those then. Oh, that's going a little too quickly. Oh my gosh. Let me move over here. That's one. Come on, go down. There. That one. that's gonna give me paralysis if I stand there, so. Oh, I got paralysis anyway. Let me just do this. Give myself this. Give myself this.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. Do this, this. Like how they're talking about tank stuff in the chat right now. I'm like, it was just like how I played when I first started doing tank stuff. This is definitely a ginormous war in of itself. Come on, you're doing good. Get one of these off. Are you doing that stupid thing again? Maybe? So this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a feeling that was gonna happen. Let's see if we can get rid of that. There we go. We need to go down like a teeny bit quicker. 14% though. 13. About 13 more casts of this. Let me cast Asylum so I have like a little bit extra help. Oh, hello. I seriously just got hit by a snapshot in a single player thing. Whatever. This is fine. Okay. Do this. Give myself this again, just so I have it. All the beneficial curing stuff is just fine by me. 2 more of these and it should be good to go. No, 3 more apparently, according to the math. Okay.
I see. Your mother chose her champion well. Yet, for all your strength, you will still fail.
Please, I beseech you.
Someone calls to you. Too late, alas.
At last, I found you. Please, there's no cause for alarm. Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength. The battle is over, the danger past, but your work is not yet done. Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts, one which I pray will help you on your journey. All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest. Soon, we will throw wide the gates. And the path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
You're awake. Thank heavens. I see you recall that much, at least. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow. Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons. Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont. Estinian never was one for emotional farewells. Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position. We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean Alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial Court. This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight. A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times. Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you. Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest. But before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke. A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
I'm all the way in Ishgard, which is weird that they took me all the way here. Unexpected surprise indeed. When I first heard that you had collapsed on the field of battle, I confess I feared the worst. With you standing here before me, I see now that the reports of your defeat were greatly exaggerated. Thank to Fury. As long as we have you, Master Carmine, history suggests that we have a fighting chance. Speaking of fighting, you may be surprised to hear that the war's effects can already be felt even here in Ishgard. In anticipation of the need for reinforcements, Toriel will soon be... Archwell will soon be parting for the lines of a contingent of her finest knights. I don't know why I keep saying Toriel. I would advise you to stay until your strength at return, but I know it would be an exercise in futility. Indeed, I suspect you already have decided on your next destination. Dark days lie ahead. Of that I have no doubts, but the light of hope shall ever guide our steps so long we have the will to press onward. Press onward we must. Farewell, my friend. I pray our next meeting will be under happier circumstances. I like how that whole task was just under speak with Raban the entire time.
By the 12! I don't believe it! I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on? Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful. And what else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him. Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Y'shtola, Urianger, Alphino, Alize. You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own, do you hear me? So if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home. As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right? But how are you to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut? There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry, we'll find that beacon for you.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home? I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time. But what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. He will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
Yeah, I figured those credits. Skip. I knew you'd be alright. And to celebrate your return, I made you this, a brand new traveling outfit. Oh, I do hope it fits. Another one? But now's not the time to fuss over your measurements. I must go and speak with the researchers if St. Kanach is fine. You go and rest while we track down that beacon.
My enemy. My friend. Had I been but a step faster.
Bloody savages!
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
In the midst of a requiem for heroes, a voice rings out across time and space. In fields of tranquil light, so you use seeds of darkness. Alright, so this next quest is Shadowbringers. I am finally here. But first, I have new clothes to try on. So, we'll see how that is. I will put them in the thing. Let's see. Can I just... Are they all on my thingy already? Or are they like all over the place here? Let's see. Sort. Any of them in here? Just one of those. Let's see. So where are you? Would help if this was over here. And this was over here. So these like messages don't pop out constantly. Let's see. Where are you? Okay. Neat. Go over to this. Did I not get... Oh, I could just probably just do that. Let's see. Armory chest, armory chest, armory chest. Why can I never find these things? Let me sort this. There we go. Equip. And sort this. Where are you? Equip. And then sort. And equip. And then let's see. Boots, trousers, gloves, jacket, and mask. Mask. Sort. Mask. Equip. And does it actually show it? Oh, wait, wrong button. It does actually. Wow, that's surprising that it shows it. Neat. Oh yeah, new traveling gear. That's kind of neat, kind of fancy. Yeah. So great. I can't wait. I'm not going to go and do any of this now though. I am going to be tackling Shadowbringers at a later date. Probably later today because it's about to be midnight. But you know how it is. I just wanted to get to Shadowbringers. I was like super excited. I wanted to just end it because I knew this wasn't going to be terribly long. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for sticking around. And if you're watching on Twitch, thank you as well for sticking around and enjoying it as it happened. See you all in the next one.